there's something about arriving in a city you already feel connected to. Artists like Chris Stassi, Anotra, Michel de Hey and Joris Voorn have influenced my music since its very early days. I came to Amsterdam looking for inspiration, for culture, and maybe a new perspective. Hello everyone, we have officially arrived in Amsterdam. As you can see, there's a little bit of sun poking through the clouds. We are at a hotel right now and we have a very nice view actually. We are planning to stroll around the city for a little bit and then we might go see a museum, do some cultural artsy stuff. And then actually I have a little surprise for you. But first things first, coffee. One of the best ways to understand a city is through its rhythm. Not just clubs and records, but the scent of bakeries at the start of the day, the clatter of bikes, the feeling of morning. A very important thing when you're into nightlife, because who doesn't like a bite after a whole night of dancing? So we've just been to the Rijksmuseum to see Rembrandt, to see Van Gogh and a lot of other very nice paintings, art, silverware. There was also like really cool like instruments, like a clavichord. There was a clavichord. Now we're taking a quick break, having something to drink, and then we're off to a record store. I wanted to visit one of Amsterdam's epicenter of music. Tucked into a quiet corner of the city is Killercuts, a meeting point for people who've been shaping the scene since the 90s. Richard, the owner, isn't just selling music, he's part of its history. He worked at the legendary Midtown Records and still remembers what records he sold to half the diggers in town. Richard, thank you so much for taking your time. I really appreciate it. It's not a given thing that someone takes their time. First question, can you tell us a bit what the story is about Killercuts? How did you start it? What's the story about
I'm the third owner since 2016. It was originally opened in 1997 by a drum and bass DJ from Rotterdam called Nubian. The name Killercuts, I had in mind where it came from, but I never asked him, so I asked him like 20 years later and I was right. It's like how a lacquer, when you used to go to England to cut a lacquer, you know, to cut the lacquer.
Yeah.
So you have your own track on that piece of vinyl to play it like 50 times, and it needed to sound like a Killercut. So this is actually where the name came from, and the store is open in '97, more specialized in UK orientated drum and bass breaks, etc. And then 2004, Dewey took over, and the first owner, Nubian, came also to ask me if I can work with him, because he thought other styles were needed in the store, like house, tech house, and I was working in Midtown Records back then, and I wanted to make a change. I wanted to go a little bit more underground. So in 2004 I started working with him till late 2008, but then it really collapsed a little bit. I mean, 2008 was, the music wasn't interesting, everybody was downloading for free. This was around that time. So Dewey stopped the record store actually and made it a bike rental, which is suited still next door. Right. But we kept on selling from the basement. It is a small basement, not even half the size as this. And we keep on selling. Like, I had another company that didn't go too well, so I started selling my own collection back then in the store. All my Bushwacka records for €3, which are worth €100 now. No. But doesn't matter. I mean, we ended up finally with a record store together, because we started buying collections from DJs who used to buy with us. Okay. From One Way. And then when this next door was empty, I told the former owner Dewey, like, I really want to do it together now. So we made it official, and we opened this in October 2016. So I'm quite a long owner already. It's almost 9 years now. Yeah, I knew it for 9 years almost. Yeah.
And you guys in record stores, or record stores in general, you're like the people that notice trends at the, when they get born, when they start changing and shifting. What would you say, what records are now flying off the shelves?
Yeah, a bit of mix between electro house vibes and the one I was playing upstairs when you came in, like the tech house where it stopped. I had a tech house evening in 1999 in a club called the Roxy in Amsterdam, and I bring Terry Francis, I bring Pure Science, all that guys, the pure like. And back then everybody was like, "Hey Richard, what type of music is this?" and start calling it tech house and blah blah blah. And now it's boom, it's going. Yeah, but you feel it. You can feel the music, and it's I don't know, man. It's the bumpy stuff. There's a few good producers doing really like typical like UK house banger, housey, UK garage housey records, which also doing really well at the moment. UK garage also. But look, man, we have acid trance, techno, hard trance, hard house. I mean, all styles these days are selling on vinyl.
Like again. The pure underground is coming.
Yeah, and when I was working in Midtown Records in the 90s, I don't know if you heard about them. All the gabber music, the hardcore came from us. So we did all the hardcore, hard trance. So if I go to people's places to have a look at the collection, I straight see.
You sold it to them.
I sold it before. So I know what I'm buying. So that's why people come here, so we can help them out if they really, you know. It's not so easy to find anymore because, I mean, some of the collections were already sold before, but we still find stuff. But I think it's nice there's all types of music selling again. I mean, people dig for funk, soul, disco again, US tech house, you name it, and people it's more like the adventure to play. Not as everybody's a professional DJ, but also like
just to enjoy
as a hobby and to enjoy it. You know, I mean, who's watching the news at the moment? Huh?
I'm very interested in the tech house that you mentioned, those artists, and also house music and like the, let's say, the classic deep house sound. What would you say is currently a label that's very underrated, like a local label from Amsterdam that's like surfacing now?
That's a good question. Maybe I should have a look for that upstairs. What is local and underrated? Now, yeah, for example, we sell a lot from So Hey So Nowhere. It's a label from Nuno dos Santos or from Utrecht. Yeah, it's really good deep tech, but also housey. It's a mix of all types of underground music between dub tech, house and techno.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. And sometimes I cannot believe that I hear from the wholesales that they can only sell 200-300 copies. Well, so many people are playing music in the world right now, you know. But yeah, new music, it is around 15-16 euro. And not everybody can afford to buy 10 records a week. Yeah. So we are mainly selling second-hand records, but the new game started with the adventure in the new tech house, the techy stuff but I try to, for this store I think it's important to buy dance floor orientated music.
Sure.
There's many records I would like to have here, you know, like sophisticated ambient stuff, but I really like to go out, people people are happy when they go out with a full bag of records, like dance floor minded or at home, you know, and have a party together. This is what we're doing at the moment.
I'm going to ask you a very, very difficult question now.
Yeah, tell me.
If people were to remember this shop, what record would that represent? Like one record that you want your shop to be represented from, or people to remember your shop by?
Jupiter Jazz on Jupiter Jazz on UR. Yeah.
Do you have it here?
Do I have it here in the Detroit bin? I don't think so. No, but there's many Chicago and Detroit records that... Here. Model 500, Ocean to Ocean. I mean, those are the records that, you know, are close to my heart. I love all the
Underground Resistance?
Yeah. All the Detroit stuff. No, that one is as hard. That doesn't get a repress. And if I have it, it's gone in a day.
It's gone in a day.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing with second-hand records. When you get them, you only get one copy. And for example, what I was playing now upstairs, we have 15 copies.
Okay.
So if I play it out loud and there's more people
dancing,
then I can give it to them.
Yeah.
But second-hand records, you mostly get one copy, and you're already lucky to find a Jupiter Jazz one. But it has a re-release, but you don't see it much often.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a really nice record. Yeah.
When Richard talks about the scene, you realize he helped build it. And maybe that's the real magic of Amsterdam. Dig deep enough, and you'll find people who aren't just part of the story. They are the story. This is one of the cities where design lives everywhere, from fashion boutiques to handmade ceramics, from candle shop to second-hand markets. There's a quiet creativity in the everyday life. Okay though, that bow was serious. We were in big need of a snack before a quick aperitivo. After strolling around the city for a few days, Amsterdam gave me exactly what I didn't know I was looking for. Sound, texture, history, attitude. You come here thinking you're going to dig through crates and end up digging through the city itself. And when the culture is this rich, you leave with more than just records.